Hi and welcome to Le Studio Marco Primeau. In our series of complete production, this is the day that we start the mixing. So let's dive in right away. All right, before we start, you must realize that this is just some jamming. Nothing serious about the song. I'm not a singer, I'm not a guitar player. Bass, yes. Drums, yes. Audio engineer as well. So what I'm gonna do, I know that it's going to make a very long video, so I'm gonna split it in two. We're gonna start with the setup, identifying the tracks and stuff like that, then mixing drums, mixing bass, all this according to the rest of the song. And after that, in the second video, we will go on with the guitars and vocals. So it's time to go. We start the mixing right now. All right, the first thing that we'll do is classify things a bit. I'm gonna select all the drums tracks, including the bus, and color code it. Let's see this. Then the bass, this is a ghost track, so I don't need it. The bass, I'm gonna put it in yellow. I'm gonna create a bus. Here. And call it acoustic. Like this. Same thing with the electric guitars. It would be good if by selecting tracks and creating a bus, the assignment could be done automatically. Yeah. Of course, all the buses goes to the main track, and then the main track goes to the master, which represent the monitors. And I'm doing this because I need to send some signal to OBS so you can see and hear everything, and as going to that aux right here, and that aux has a different output for OBS. The vocal, I'm gonna put the back on the bus, but not the lead vocal. I only have one. So let's add So there's a few things we can do to classify things again. Now we have all our tracks that are color coded. This one can be hidden. we could put all the unique tracks like the bass and the vocal and then the bass all side to side. So with the controller, I would see everything at once. So that's what we're going to try. So let's put the lead vocal at the end and the back vocal. Then drums. Oops. And the bass. Acoustic and electric. So if we put the mixer up, that's what we see. Our effects and of course redirection. Then we have the drums, the bass, the acoustic guitar, the electric guitar, the vocal and the back vocals all side by side. We could give it a color as well. Let's put a bright red. And I could put the effects in the bus as well, but that's not a problem now. So we're going to listen to everything clean first. You will hear me say a lot of let's listen, let's listen, let's listen. And that's the big part about mixing. You need to listen everything and go back if you want to listen the difference between and after, stuff like that. So let's listen just a tiny bit. I'm singing a song about recording a song for you. I'm showing tricks and techniques so your recordings sound good. Recording drums and bass and guitars too. Mixing and mastering are fun to do. I'm singing a song about recording a song for you. I'm showing tricks and techniques so your recordings sound good. Recording drums and bass and guitars too. Mixing and mastering are fun to do. So we'll start by exporting this so we can compare the mix. So Control E, and then I did set some presets. So for mastering, export. Then the first modification I would do is put some ambience. So we're going to add a reverb on the vocals and on the drums. So I already have a bus with reverb on it. I will activate, and there's some on the vocal. I will put some on the back vocal as well. Oops. And let's listen to just those first. I will make a loop and listen. Guitars too. Mixing and mastering are fun to do. Guitars too. Mixing and mastering are fun to do. Guitars too. Mixing and mastering are fun to do. Guitars too. Mixing and mastering are fun to do. Guitars. One of the reasons I would use reverb first before doing any EQs is that the reverb will modify the frequency response of the audio. So it's better to EQ after that you have your space established. Guitars too, mixing and mastering are fun to do. Guitars too, mixing and mastering are fun to do. Guitars too, mixing and mastering are fun to do. Guitars too, mixing and mastering are. All right, and let's work on the drums now. So with the drums, I'm chasing some natural sound. So I will tend to put some reverb on the snare a bit, but mostly on the overheads and the room. So we have some on the overheads. So we're gonna listen to just the drums now. Mixing. And maybe I will add a tiny bit on the toms as well. And another thing that I will do is take the room mic or room mics if I have many. And since it's not recording in a big room, I will then put reverb on this track first. So this is the room mic. Okay. And what I will do, I will put the same reverb I used for the rest of the drums. So I'm going to make a copy. This one will go. I just need to hold Control and then I drag. Okay. And this is how it sounds. Okay, I'm trying to make it sound as if the mic was in a big room. So that's the goal. And we can put a compressor after it. And this is something that we will add to the rest of the drum. So I'm going to lower the level and we're going to put all the drums in solo. And I'm going to push it up. Okay, before and after. Okay, and we can put an EQ after this if we want. I hear that it excites the ride cymbal a lot, so I'm gonna take the internal EQ of the reverb instead of putting one after, and I'm gonna lower the high frequencies a tiny bit more. What I can do, actually, I can put a bit more into the reverb, like this. Okay. And let's listen before and after any effects. Okay. Then there's a trick that I want to do. We have two bass drum mics. One is inside the bass drum, and the other one is a sub kick mic, which is a speaker inverted to be used as a mic outside of the bass drum. All right, let's listen to those two tracks together. So what I'm going to do is use this signal to trigger a gate that will open the signal of the first mic. So that's what we're going to do. And we choose the side chains track 2. All right, and we're going to tweak it, of course. Okay, without it. All right, a bit subtle, but it will control the bleeding, and we will end with a more focused drum sound. And of course, we're going to do the same thing with the toms. We're going to put gates on it. So let's listen to the toms alone or with the bass drum. Okay, we're going to tweak it a bit. Okay. All right, and with the song. Guitars too, mixing and mastering are fun to do. All right, before. Guitars too, mixing and mastering are fun to do. A big difference. And now the snare. Guitars too, mixing and... Okay, if we listen alone. I'm gonna put some reverbs on it. It's a bit thin. Let's start with just an EQ first. You see, in this case, we could use a gated reverb. That could be an idea. But I want to try to keep this as natural as possible. We're not doing a rock song from the 80s. So let's listen just like that. And the bottom snare mic, maybe we need to do something about it. Yeah, maybe like this. With the song. Guitars too, Okay, let's try to put a compressor on it.
Guitars too, mixing and mastering of fun to do. Guitars too, mixing and...
Okay, let's listen before and after. I'm gonna put the playhead early in the song. Close a few windows.
Showing tricks and techniques so your recordings sound good. Recording drums and bass and guitars too. Mixing and mastering of fun to do. I'm singing.
It's nice. What about those overheads? They don't need that much low end. We could put an EQ on them.
Mixing and mastering of fun to do. I'm singing a song about... recording drums and bass and guitars.
At this point, I think the drum sounds good. Maybe we can add a bit of punch, adding a compressor on the drum bus. So that's what we're gonna try. Let's choose 1176. I think it glues them a bit together, so I'm gonna think about it later. Maybe we will deactivate it. I don't know. Let's listen with the full band.
Showing tricks and techniques so your recordings sound good. Recording drums and bass and guitars too. Mixing and mastering of fun to do. I'm singing a song about recording a song.
Okay, we need to tighten that bass. So I don't know why it's panned. Let's put it in the middle.
Showing tricks and techniques so your recordings. Recording drums and bass and guitars too. Mixing and mastering of fun to do.
All right. It could occupy more low space because the bass drum, I did tighten it, so there's not very sub lows on the bass drum, so I can go and occupy some with the bass. And one EQ I like to use is this one, a Pultec. So we can put it at 60 hertz and push, then cut. So it makes a special curve. So let's try that.
Showing tricks and techniques so your recordings sound good. Recording drums and bass and guitars too. Mixing and a song about recording a song for you. I'm showing tricks and techniques so your recordings sound good.
Okay, it changes the level, so we need to compensate for that. So I'm gonna lower the bass and put it back where it belongs.
Showing tricks and techniques so your recordings sound good. Mastering of fun to do. I'm singing a song about recording a song.
All right, the mixing of the drums and the bass are done. Of course, they are not completely done because we're gonna mix the other instruments and we may go back to them and modify things at the end. If you have any questions or suggestions, go in the comments. Of course, I did some creative decisions. Maybe you could say some inputs, what you would do differently. Interesting to talk about it. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, please click on the like button, consider subscribing, hit the bell to get notifications. Go in the description, there's some links to buy Magix products. It would help the channel, little kickback to me. There's also a link for a plugin to emulate film videos, and just click on the link. There's 10% and also a kickback to the channel. Anyway, another way to help the channel is to play many videos, share those videos. Always a great help.